Hey, I'm really pumped up this morning. I'm at the mouth of the Platte River, world-renowned coho fishery, and we're going to do something a little bit different. We've been planning this trip for 2 years. Ben and I had 3 different cancellations, once because of weather, another time because of your workload, my workload, and we're going to do something a little bit different, which really got me excited. We're going jigging for coho, and this is something you really got into. We're going to talk a little bit more about that out on water. Okay, we're going to get the boat in the water. We're going to go out and catch some coho on a jig. I'm pumped, I'm pumped, I'm pumped. 2 years in the making, 2 years. You ever plan a trip for 2 years and then don't get it done? Well, game's changing today. Game is on, guys, let's roll. I'm really cranked about this. It's a bucket list trip. When I was talking to Ben, he was like, you want to go chase jumbo perch? You want to get some big smallmouth, big walleye, big whitefish? We got them all. How about some fast coho action like you've never seen before? And we do it toe-to-toe with jigging spoons. I said, sign me up, man.
We want to see those really good, dense marks, and they really can be, depending on the wind and the current. Yeah, we've got some nice cohos right here. We've got 1, 2, 3, and then we've got some sitting right on the bottom.
We move around like that and you spot lock like this, we'll get right out. And is that what the drill?
Exactly. You can feel.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Like that one?
Yeah. You clunked them.
There's still a nice school down there.
Yeah, I see him.
Kind of like this vertical jigging thing.
You think so, huh? He's deciding to play out there a little bit. Oh. Just woke up. Just woke up. Whoop. Get my GoPro stuff out of here.
Now he's rolling.
Yeah.
There we go. Big old male.
Oh, there you go.
Thank you, sir.
It's hooked in the corner of her mouth.
Beautiful male.
Yeah.
I think this fish has probably been in the river. We've had such hot water and hot weather that they do come back out of the river and, you know, look for cooler water. All right, so I always like to cut the gills, and that helps bleed them out. And what that does is it is a far superior product when we're on the fillet table, not only from the standpoint of the fillet, but also the mess. You know, when they bleed them out, I'd rather bleed them out in the cooler. And then when we're cutting them on the fillet table, it's a much easier process. It's a lot cleaner, and the meat's a lot more superior in terms of just the, you know, it's not laden with blood. So this is the best way to do it.
At any given time, I'm looking around here, and it don't take long. You see somebody landing a fish, whether they're jigging like we are, or occasionally I see some of the trollers land a fish. It just would be a staggering thought to see how many fish are in this area where I'm seeing these boats coming. Yeah, I mean, you're talking, what tens of thousands? Give me is there 10,000 fish? I know this is a silly question. Give me a guess.
The DNR this year was estimating there was going to be about a return of close to 40,000 fish, which it's mind-boggling how many fish that really is, you know, to jam into one river that's really not very big. You know, it's going to be a phenomenal run, and we've already seen 20,000 fish into the river already. So potentially there's another 20,000 down here.
It's always nice to know when you're fishing fish. Pretty good numbers of them. That adds to the day.
Those are the coho marks we're looking. Oh, I just got hit. I got one. Oh, he's off. Ah. But we were just saying, here's some really good marks on that back transducer, and I just got hit right after that, and Unfortunately, these fish are really good at getting away, but that's kind of what makes it exciting too.
Got him. Got him.
Oh yeah. How's that feel?
That feels really good. That feels really, really, really good.
And there's no doubt when he hits, right?
Whoa. 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 You know, I can get into this, Ben.
It's pretty addictive. It really
I can
is.
get into this.
I love my
These
coffee
fish
in the
are
morning.
tough, baby. I'm telling you.
Yep.
I wasn't expecting. I was a little undergunned when I talked to Ben when I got in last night. I had all my bass stuff with me. Yeah. You know, and it'll work. He said he looked through the rods. I've got one of the right St. Croix. I got a number of the right Daiwas, but he says this should work for you. I could see why. Boy, these are tough suckers, man. My first jigging coho, first time ever jigging these things. I'm liking it. It ain't gonna be the last, I guarantee you. This is the way to catch these suckers, Ben. I got nothing against these guys trolling. Troll all you want. I'd rather do this any day, baby. Any day. It's so sweet. This is gonna be what about 4 or 5 minutes to get one of these suckers in?
It can be, yeah, depending on its mood. Sometimes they come in quickly. Sometimes they get really angry. This one seems like an angry one.
This is an angry one, Ben. You'll notice he missed that fish earlier. He had to go up and tweak something on a depth line. I jumped back in his spot here. This is probably the fish that he dumped.
All right, well, I see him right here.
Here she comes, bro. Here she comes. There you go.
All right.
All right. You got a pliers there? Oh, my first coho jigging. Been a long time since I done this. And it ain't gonna be the last. That took about 15 minutes. I'm on, I'm excited. The adrenaline is rolling, baby, and for good reason. Cooler them up,
Yes, sir.
one down. By the way, what is the limit on these things?
5 per person.
5?
Yep.
5 of that size?
Exactly.
All we're taking back is 2, cameraman.
There we go. Oh my gosh. Now watch that fish drop down. I watched that fish drop down on that jig. He doesn't seem to be very happy about this.
You know, this could get to be fun. This could get to be real fun. This fish is coming up like it thinks it's a smallmouth. Look at this. How's that grab you? That fish thought it was a smallmouth or a muskie. I didn't know these things broke water like that.
Oh yeah.
Look at this. Ah, this is really getting my attention. Wow. Oh, bait came out.
Jig
Bait
came right out.
I like that. I like that. Boy, she was fighting a little bit different. Yeah, you know, I didn't know what to expect.
What a big, nice male coho.
Oh, man. Sure.
There you go.
Oh, you're going to give me my fish?
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
Beautiful male coho.
Oh, let's see. We got 2 in the box, and we missed 2. We missed 3. That's kind of the odds.
It is.
I guess. But this jigging, look at that school of
Oh
fish.
yeah.
We got to get our lines done. We'll talk to you later. Let's get this back in here. I just got a couple of quick questions while we're getting set up on the school again.
Okay.
When did you actively get onto this vertical jigging bite for the coho like this? This is not a relatively old way of doing this. I mean, you kind of broke this story, if I understand it right. You got people really into this game this way.
Yeah, we've really tried to, popularize it, as a good hands-on technique. And we really started promoting it heavily, probably, 4 or 5 years ago. That salmon species react really well to jigging, and, and it's a good vertical, technique. And it's, we can do it with bass tackle. And that's the thing that I love about it.
Yeah, that's what makes it fun. And when Ben was telling me about this vertical jigging bite, I said, yeah, that really is interesting. And if you've never done anything like this, you got to get a hold of them. Come on up here with one of your groups of guys. You got a lot of guys. Take a minute while I'm dropping down on these fish here. Tell us a little bit about Sportfish Michigan and what it's all about.
Sure.
I'm going to go up on the front and catch another fish while you talk to the people.
I hope you do. Well, Sportfish Michigan is a network of some of the top charter captains and guides in the state, and we really try and concentrate on just about anything that someone wants to do fishing-wise. We can provide it for them, whether it's fishing in a river on fly, whether it's fishing in the river with traditional gear, or trolling or jigging. Bass fishing is big for us. Walleye fishing is also big for us. So really almost anything someone wants to do fishing-wise, we have someone around the state that is, a qualified captain or a guide and really knows their thing, and is able to have a great time with customers.
Ben has worked with us on another television show that we do in the upper Midwest, and he gives us pretty steady reports on the Angling Buzz Show, which covers a lot of what's happening in Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, and the Dakotas. And he does weekly reports, and that's in the middle of the fishing season. I want to thank you for that. And yesterday when I got in town here, we went to his house, and we're talking about what we're going to do for the next few days. And we got in his tackle area. For everybody he works with in the companies he works with. I got to tell you something. I worked with a lot of guides. I see a lot of guides in a lot of areas. I know a lot of guides. The equipment that he has available for you when you get in his boat is top notch. A lot of times you get in a boat with some guys, and I hate to say it, but you look at the line is half spool. They haven't done their equipment. Nothing's been changed for 2 weeks. The stuff is in shambles. The boat is a pigsty. You don't know where anything else is. I gotta say, you are nip and tuck, and I can't. The equipment is such a blessing. Finest stuff you could fish with for whatever kind of fish you're fishing for. And that's a compliment to you and your staff. You guys do a great job, man.
So we're out here jigging, and one of the absolutely critical components to success is having a good sonar unit like these Humminbirds. As a company, all of my captains use Humminbird graphs, and they're absolutely, critical to our success, because we can tell, where those fish are, and we can up our percentages in terms of fishing efficiently. If those fish are 10 feet off the bottom or tucked to the bottom, we can see our jig, see how the fish are reacting to the jig, and these Humminbird units are really critical to helping us decipher what the fish are doing and how to, incorporate our lures and baits to get better reactions. And really not just all the boats that we use have Humminbird graphs, but also the ice fishing. All of our customers get the ice helix units, and that can be really critical, for those really finicky panfish bites, seeing those little tungsten jigs and whatnot. They're so sensitive and powerful. We really have come to rely on the good graphs for all of our customers and our sonar needs. And not only that, but with Lake Master chips being so accurate, we can find points and inside turns, and we can really do a lot of chart study before we even get on the water and have an idea of how a body of water is set up, to kind of get an idea of what we're looking for before we even start drilling holes on the ice, or in boats go to a certain area that's going to be a higher percentage for us.
I didn't know if I was rigged right. I had one rod which Ben said will work pretty good for this, and it is working. It's a St. Croix Legend Tournament Series. It's a 7-1 medium heavy. It's the Tula. standard, basically one of my bass rods, spooled up with 30-pound test, 832, and fluorocarbon leader. You said anything from 14 to 20 really don't make no difference. And but one thing that's really important on this kind of bite with this that I'm saying, you need the braid on here. I mean, to work this thing, you'd never do this with mono or anything like that. You'd never be getting any fish in. For this deep water jigging technique, you need a bait that drops like a rock. The Rapala flat jig is designed for this type of fishing. And when it comes to spoons, they need to be fairly heavy. We're using 2-ounce jigging spoons. And one important thing, they gotta glow. As you probably noticed, we do a lot of hunting with our bird finding pods of fish. When you spot lock with the Ultrex and drop baits right on their noses, generally you get 1 or 2 fish immediately. Then the school shifts, so we adjust with our troll in that vicinity. Hook up again, land a fish, rinse and repeat. It's really all about using all of your electronics to the max. The Lake Master chip gets you into proximity, the sonar gets you right on top of them, and the spot lock keeps you there. It's a beautiful marriage of electronics. I don't know if you're catching on that.
There we go.
There you fish on. Aha. Aha. You changed weights, didn't you?
I did change weights and it didn't take very long. If I'm gonna get outfished by anybody, I don't mind it being by you, but I'd like to have at least a little bit of a showing.
I think, hang on here, let me get a net here.
Little guy.
Get a net. Oh, it's been so long since I feel like a guide a little bit. I'm telling you, I'm back to my roots. I like netting fish for people. That's a fun thing to do. Ooh, that's a smaller one. Oh, come here, guy. Ooh, that's the smallest one so far. Hey, rule of thumb. Do the smaller ones eat better than the bigger ones, or isn't that the case?
You know, for these cohos, I don't necessarily find it to be, you know, real true unless we start getting into the 15 plus pounds, you know, but these are such good table fare, you know, whether they're, you know, 4 or 5 pounds like this one, or, you know, or all
8,
the way
9,
up
10.
to,
Okay.
Exactly.
Again, if you never tried something like this, hey, those of you that you use jigging spoons for stripers, you use them for spots and smallmouth and largemouth. You like a jigging spoon bite, right? Come on up here. You want to see something that stretches your line a little bit more than, well, a striper might give it a little competition if it's a big one. This is really a fun way to fish. You got to give it a try. Oh, I seen another boat set the hook, and he missed it. Hey, for more info on all Michigan has to offer, check out Sportfish Michigan. They'll set you up big time.